Gang, I don't know why I'm so tired. I'll be dead ass with y'all. But yeah, a few things to go over real quick. So the beginning of today, I made a video on YouTube. It was a short, which, I mean, this is going on YouTube too. But the video is basically me talking about how I'm gonna go apply to every single job in my area and see how many applications I can get, like, positive. That didn't happen. Now you're probably thinking why, and that's because I got an email. What was this email? Why are you being so suspenseful? The email was for Amazon. Not just an order or something like that, but it was an Amazon job application or opportunity that I received. So I was like, oh, bet. Out of the months of me applying for Amazon, why today, the one day that I actually choose to go get an application at somewhere close by? They finally accept. So I was like, okay, bet. I go ahead, fill out an application. And they got me to do I think it's a pre-hire interview, which is basically you go in there, you say who you are, you fill out some stuff, you do like an English test, and you do a drug test, yada, yada, yada. I was able to complete all of that at around 1 p.m. 30-minute drive, by the way, to get out there. Completed all that, and now I'm waiting for them to update me on if I got hired or not. I don't know how the application goes, or the process, but it seemed fairly easy. Nothing was going on. It wasn't an actual, like, sit down, let me talk with you and see if you're qualifiable kind of application. So, yeah. The shift hours is the real thing I want to talk about. Well, I don't have a paper that has the exact times on it. But the time is 1 a.m., 1:45 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. That is the 1 day work week. So, the work day. 10-hour shift. Woo! It's not that it's a 10-hour shift that really throws me a curveball. It's 1 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. I've never worked a shift like that before, right? And this is going to be my daily thing. It's a seasonal position, so you know what I mean? But I have quite literally heard that Amazon is slave work. Now, you can't say slave work if I'm getting paid. Because if I'm getting paid, it might be mental slave work, but I'm physically getting rich. $21.75 is my payment, right? Now, if you guys know, the last video that I made, I was talking about how I wanted a job that paid at least $15. This bumps that up by $6, which it makes a substantial difference. And the amount of hours I'm going to be getting, I can grind this the hell out. So here's what the plan is, right? Obviously, Amazon is going to be very difficult. It is, to be honest, something I've never done before. I'm going to have to not be lazy, wake up every single day early as hell, and get active, gang. So here's the plan. I got a few $1,000s of some stuff I got to pay off, right? We're going to have to grind our anus off for at minimum 6 months to completely clear all my bills, completely clear all my debts, completely clear everything, and have some extra bread in my pocket. That will set me even. And that happens to work perfectly with what I need for the travel, right? So we can do some real quick math, real quickie. I don't know if I can find a Sharpie. I don't know where they're going. Oh, here it is. All right, do some quick math. So we're going to take the extra dollar out, the $1.75, right? So 20 times 40 is 800. 800 times 2 is 1,600. What's that? So that's 1 week. So this is X1, this is X2. All right, and then you multiply that by 2. So within a month, I make 3,200. And then multiply that by 12. All right, yeah. That gives us... Yeah. 36,000. Wait, what? No, something's wrong. Yeah, I was tweaking. 38,000. Right? That still sounds wrong. I don't know, roughly 30-something K, right? Now hear me out. That's within the year. Split that in half, I make 18 grand. 18 grand is more than enough than what I need. I only need, I think to clear everything that I have, I think it's 10K, maybe 15. Which still sets me plus 3K. Now the plan is, you guys know, 6 months, grind the fuck out of life. Just grind the hell out of it. And this is not even including any money that I may make from my side hustles. But grind the hell out of life, and then take the flight. Once I take that flight, we're chilling. 3K would last me 6 months. Chilling, vibing. That sounds like a plan to me. I'm giving up comfort in the current moment. I'm going to be dead, bro. I know I'm gonna be dead. Even today, I felt a little dead. My body just feels heavy. I was like, and that's probably because I ate so much sugar. But I was like, bro, waking up from 1 a.m. and absolutely cranking for 10 hours straight every single day. No, I think it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So 4 days in a week, which isn't that bad, actually. But once again, some of my body's not used to, so it's going to take a minute to adjust. I say about a week or two. That's going to be gruesome. Hopefully it's not as hard as I think it is or how people explain it, but from everybody I've heard that ever worked there, they're like, bro, it's so bad. I don't think it's that bad. We're going to have to see. Like I said, this is going to be a live documentation of what it goes like. And why? You're probably wondering, why did you get a job, right? Or why are you trying to get a job, right? I told you guys, it's a pride thing. I'm really kind of I'm just putting aside my pride right now. And like I said, my main priority is getting everything cleared. Once everything is cleared, I no longer have a limitation to be here. That's the only problem I have in the current moment. I'm limited to what I can do on the chessboard because there's so many other things that are kind of pulling at me. So with this, gives me freedom temporarily. If that makes sense. And then once it temporarily, keeps stacking up a little bit more, then I can completely wipe everything. And now I have complete freedom to go and come as I please. The only thing I have to watch out for, and I think I'm going to fall into, is making large purchases. I do not need to make any vehicle purchases besides something to get from work to home. I don't need no fancy car, none of that. I was immediately thinking of getting a Tesla again, and I was like, you know what? Nah. I'm not going to do that. I'd rather take a decent amount of my portions and put that straight into a day trading account and have that stacked up and ready to go whenever I'm ready to dip out, you know what I mean? So I can make money overseas, gang. I really want this to work. And if it doesn't work, maybe I could thug it out as long as I can some more. But the plan is, at maximum 6 months, I'm cooling, right? 6 months max, I'm cooling. Really 4 months and I'm cooling. But 6 months gives me a little bit of flex room, Yeah, maybe if I wanted to spend some money every here and there, I could do that. So we just have to be smart with the movement. And then the thing is, when I make my first little bulk sum, right? The first plan was to buy a vehicle, take that vehicle, use it to go from work to wherever, yada, yada, and eventually flip that car and make my profit back and my money back and go on about my life. So once again, it's all about how I'm going to move strategically around the board, and hopefully I can lead myself up to being successful later on. Now, like I said, this is the first big step that I have to take in order to, or I originally thought the first big step was being a stable income. It seems like this is that filler. I wasn't expecting it to be, but it is. So now that I have that stable income temporarily, it can set up and help, tear down all those hives I have around my house. And I could start, getting some, some wiggle room in that motherfucker, right? But like I said, this isn't supposed to be an entertaining video or nothing. Just another video that I just document what's going on in my life. And like I said, if I need to help anybody out with that, then yeah. If you do ever need a job to just ring it out, I heard this is the place. So like I said, it's gonna be some shit, man. It's gonna be some shit, but it's my best option right now, like I said, we're gonna completely go fucking crazy on this shit, dude. Absolutely crank this out, dude, as long as I possibly can. Other than that, how am I feeling? Feeling splendid, feeling okay, feeling well. A little nervous. And the reason I say that is because I don't know what it is to work there. I don't know what it's like. I've never talked to anybody that's worked there besides my neighbor that put me on game. But he just started, so you don't really know ball like that. But I don't know, maybe it's something I like. Maybe I could do it for the long term. But as of right now, that 6 month plan is still a go. Also, the only big purchase I could see myself making besides a car would be an assault rifle, B, a Glock Dookie, or I mean literal G-Lock. Or 3, like I said, that transportation I need temporarily. Now, why do I want a gun, firearm, rifle, whatever the hell? I love the gun range. Okay, I really do love shooting guns. I don't know what's up with me. I don't like harming people, but I love shooting firearms. It's so fun to me, and I'm apparently really good at it. So it's like some kind of therapy, a little bit. Not really therapy, but it's just it's calming. It really is, in my opinion. Having the muffled stuff going on, you're just going crazy, bro, and then just slowly loading and chilling. That's so nice. But and I've always wanted one to just practice with, and like I said, take to the range. And for home defense. But I mean, shit, won't really need it. You know what I mean? I won't really need it for the time being. Obviously, because I have to make that 6 month stretch, and then I'm good. I'm Gucci. But I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have one. And if I don't get a pistol and an AR, I'll probably just get straight up the ARP. I've been wanting to build an ARP and get into that scene for a minute. And I feel like competitive shooting would be something I'd be interested in. That's if I stay. If I choose to go abroad, then I mean, that's something I'm not going to do. Probably find a different hobby. But as of the current day, that's just something I feel like is interesting to me. I like building things, so why not? Maybe if I move abroad, it's more of building PCs or building cars that I'll get back into. I don't know. But like I said, today was going to be a little bit more of a boring video just because it was a straight up recap. The next few videos from here on out are probably going to be basically describing what day-to-day life is now looking like, how it's setting up success or failure in the future, and basically what's going on. So it's going to be more recap kind of videos instead of daily journaling, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, it's going to be more of, guys, I did this today, I'm feeling like this, guys. So it'll still be journals, but it'll be more focused on action-based instead of future and past-based, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird. You'll see what I'm talking about, though. It won't be nearly as exciting. I'm sure I'm going to be dead on energy, But I mean, it'll be more real content. Like, it'll be some genuine, like, tough shit that you guys are gonna have to watch as I struggle and mentally break myself down in order to set myself up in the future to be successful. Because once I make this move, bro, it should be fluid from there on out. It should be easy sailing. The American part is going to be the only difficult part for some reason. But like I said, 6 months, straight speed, straight grind, straight hardcore, fucking locked in, dude. But anyway, I love you guys. See you on the next video. I'm gonna end it here. I did not post on TikTok today. I might need to post something real quick just to get my my audience going still. But I am watching Gen V and drinking water and chilling, bro. I've been sitting on the bed relaxing because I'm trying to get as much relaxing as I can before the end times arrive. So anyways, I love you guys. I'll check out later. Badoosie.